2018 Porsche 911 GT3 Review, the 911 you grew up envisioning about. The 911 GT3 is a return to what made us adore vehicles in any case. The 2018 Porsche 911 GT3 is an ethereal thing, a vehicle unstuck in time. While everything is getting greater and more confounded, the 911 included, the GT3 feels brilliantly chronologically misguided with its normally suctioned motor, 6-speed manual transmission and relative absence of common luxuries like programmed atmosphere control, versatile journey or keyless section. It's a refreshingly basic machine, the correct kind of vehicle I grew up revering in magazines and computer games. This 991.2 GT3 utilizes a race-determined 4.0-liter level 6 making 500 pull and 339 pound-feet of torque that turns the distance to 9,000 revolutions per minute. Power from the back-mounted motor is sent exclusively to the back wheels, holding the asphalt with an arrangement of Michelin Pilot Sport Cup 2 tires. Past that, the vehicle packs upgrades to the suspension and air. For a more nitty-gritty breakdown on what makes the vehicle tick, look at senior editor Alex Kersine's first drive survey and separate designing profound plunge. Get the job done to state, the vehicle has coarseness. Be that as it may, Detroit isn't the place. The GT3 has a place when I have an end of the week with it. Potholes flourish, the streets are straight, and it's level as a cutting board. So I got a companion with indistinguishable suffering for extraordinary driving vehicles from myself. He has a Honda S2000 and a designing occupation in the car business, and we went to a zone only southeast of Columbus, Ohio. The Hocking Hills are around 300 miles from Detroit, a rustic spot brimming with moving slopes and undulating streets you can put in throughout the day lapping. Outside of a couple of autos or bikes driving by, the most intense commotions are the winged animals flying overhead. You do need to watch out for creatures. I'm mindful of somebody driving a Jaguar who once punted an unfortunate raccoon. However, insofar as you're careful, you can get a vehicle moving without getting into a lot of inconvenience. This specific vehicle was light on choices, $720 for the paint, $700 for warm seats, $700 for auto darkening mirrors with an incorporated rain sensor, $140 for a 23.7-gallon fuel tank, and some no-cost alternatives like floor mats and a baggage net. You'll require that all-inclusive range tank, as the GT3 is evaluated for 13 miles per gallon city, 21 miles per gallon parkway and 16 miles per gallon consolidated. All in, this one's stickered for $148,610, including $1,700 for a gas guzzler impose. Allowed that the day was flawless, 70 degrees and radiant, and the Hocking Hills is a standout amongst other spots to drive inside a few hundred miles, I was anxious the streets may be pressed. Other than a couple of moderate moving trucks, the streets were generally free of movement. Good for us. Also, after a couple of hundred miles on the section with simply a couple of hard pulls on ranch streets up until this point, I hadn't had the chance to push it. So we took a snappy pit stop, peeped in tough GT3, moved down the windows, and hit the street. The showy behavior began the moment you turned the key on the left-hand side of the wheel. The motor thunders to life at that point, sinks into a mechanical inactive that broadcasts its hustling roots with a great deal of clicking and tapping. At full throttle, the fumes is a terminating line of 6 scarcely sifted barrels spitting through flame and warmth and wrath. There are no pops or burbles on invade, only a sharp brake skipping once more from the encompassing trees as you travel through the riggings. It's dramatization and scene, and it's brilliant.